therapist. I am back with a series of videos in which I will be answering questions that I received from people whom are following me, people whom are my clients, people whom are friends and family that have sent me and asked me a series of questions over time. So I was like, why not do videos on the questions that people ask me, right? So today's question is, can I rebuild my marriage slash my relationship once trust has been broken? And I added the relationship part because I wanted to make sure this is a general question or response to just relationships in general when we talk about trust, right? So, my answer to that is for one, I want to clarify that when we talk about trust, I'm not talking about just in terms of infidelity or cheating. I see a trust being broken as, someone not following through on maybe their vows, someone not holding up their end of the relationship or their roles, their responsibilities. Maybe someone actually did partake in some sort of affair emotionally, physically, or mentally, and the trust has been broken. Or maybe this person is just not being who they say they were going to be or portrayed to be in the beginning of the relationship, and now they're kind of dropping the ball. Maybe this person is not really doing much to help themselves, and so you can't really depend on them. Maybe they're a person whom does not fulfill your desires or needs and are struggling to, and they're not putting in real effort, and so therefore you don't trust them anymore um, to show up for you or show up for the relationship in any capacity or any form in most of the ways, right? So I want to talk about trust in that aspect, not just in the aspect of infidelity, okay? So for one, I would say that a relationship can be repaired and rebuilt after trust has been broken, but the biggest factor is their commitment, right? Like, is each person committed to the relationship, and not just like, oh yeah, I love you, I want to be with you, but like, yes, I love you and I'm going to work on my stuff, right? Like, I'm going to work on the parts that are mine, that is tough, the parts that I take accountability for. I'm going to be able to listen to you and hear what you have to say, try to seek to understand your issues with me and the issues in the relationship, and what I need to do to rebuild and bring that trust back on my part. And also, if you're a person who has been, deemed as a person who's broken the trust, then you want to make sure that you are showing up and adequately, again, taking accountability, asking your partner what it is that they think needs to happen, and what do they need also. And it's important for you to speak out about what you need, because a lot of the times we think, when trust has been broken, or if someone's not fulfilling their responsibility, or maybe not holding up their partner relationship, or maybe they did cheat. Sometimes we think that only the person who committed the act is the only person responsible, or maybe they're the only person who's unhappy, or some issues going on with them. But really, I always see these things, issues with my couples, as a two part, right? Like, all of the things in marriage and relationships are a team effort to me. And so there's always usually a cause and effect of something, even if you're not directly the source of someone's infidelity or someone's trust being broken, or for breaking the trust in a relationship. It doesn't mean that there's not some part that each of you are playing in that cycle, right? So I like to say and make sure that each of you are able to communicate what it is that you need going forward. And to me, that is the biggest part of the commitment. Do I know what is expected of me? Do I know how the trust was broken? Do I know what it is that I need to do individually to restore the trust? Do I know that what my partner needs from me? Do I know what I need from me? Do I know what I need from my partner to be able to restore the trust in this relationship and to really feel more connected? And I think, like, a lot of the times, when trust is broken, it really damages the connection between the people involved, and it makes you feel almost as if you're alone. It makes you feel as if you have been betrayed, right? Betrayal is a big theme in when trust is broken, and so that's a whole nother video that I'll talk about at some point. But just understanding that there's wounds that needs to be healed, there are issues and things that has happened that has to be talked about. So for one, you guys can't avoid the topic, you can't avoid what happened directly. All of the information, all of the questions need to be asked, all of the issues need to be really brought to the table in order for you guys to address them. I would say, as a marriage therapist and counselor and coach, that therapy is can work wonders for things like rebuilding your marriage, right? For one, I do think that friendship is a really strong foundation for any relationship to be able to survive. So I feel like, if you want to be able to rebuild your marriage, you got to start back over with friendship, right? one, what is the issues going on in your marriage? But two, can you guys even be friends? Is there something underneath all of the issues that are happening in the marriage, right? In the union, that, or the relationship, that, is like where the friendship is strong enough to kind of carry you guys through that. Because if you're not friends, if you're not having fun together, if you're not going on dates, if you can't laugh together, if everything in your conversations is not just is about the kids or work or the bills or the house and all of that, then you guys need to make some changes on that forefront of getting to know each other again and being more connected. And then two, for the person who's been really hurt, if there's like a one-sided kind of thing, which I don't ever think is one-sided, but if there's something directly that still happened um, to one person who feels really betrayed or the trust is broken, I would say that person needs to learn how to forgive too. You have to decide if you want to forgive. And so again, in order to move forward, there has to be commitment. It's like this big umbrella of like, are we really willing to do this? As a person who's done the thing, am I willing to accept accountability? As a person who's the thing been done too, right? Am I ready to forgive and move forward and heal? Or am I going to continue to hold my spouse in this punishment and hold myself accountable in this consequence of being with someone who has done this thing to me? Or am I going to continue punishing them by bringing it up all the time? Again, I think I have a video on my channel. I will try to link it below, where we talk about like forgiveness and just how to get over things when betrayal has happened in a relationship, because it can be really difficult to do so. So I'm not telling you to rush through it, but that's why I'm saying it's best to really get some support. Sometimes we think we can handle it and we think we can do it all on our own, but as I would say, it really does help to have a third party to be able to help mediate and intervene with you guys through these tough situations. But I would also say just give it time. It can definitely be rebuilt. But I think also too, the most important thing I would say, besides commitment, is challenging the idea of what you thought a relationship or marriage is supposed to look like, right? Because ultimately, in rebuilding your relationship and your marriage, it's not going to be the same one that you came into. It's going to be completely different, because there are wounds, there are lessons, there are, both good and bad, that you guys have now experienced together, that will now shape how you want to move forward. And again, challenges, hard times, and when things happen are not always bad for the relationship. Sometimes they're really good, because they give you an opportunity to really think about what it is that you want going forward for a relationship to last long term. And so it depends on you guys thinking about going forward, what is it that I want? How do I want this marriage or relationship to look? How do I want to be? How do I want to feel? How do I want to be treated? How do I want my spouse to show up? Right? What is it that I need, and what is it that I can give to other people? So I really do think that it's important for you guys to reimagine this relationship. Don't try to go back to the old relationship. I think that's where a lot of people make mistakes. They try to kind of get that old thing back for real. But I do think that it's important for you to try to move forward, and maybe even mourn and grieve together the sense of security that you thought you had in the beginning. But I promise you, if you do this with support and do it the proper way and really go all in and stick through it, I think if it's worth it, right? I think that the security that you will feel, the closeness and the connection that you will feel in your marriage that's rebuilt, it's like on steroids, right? Like it's like Hawk 2.0. It really will be much better, stronger, tougher. It will be more secure, more loving, more committed. You guys will be more close. There will be more friendship. There will be more intimacy. Intimacy redefined, right? Marriage redefined, and the roles in the relationship in general. And it will be beautiful, but you have to put in the work, and it's really, really difficult. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not. It's difficult, but it's possible. So yeah, that's all I have for y'all. If you have, been in a relationship and you have to work on rebuilding your marriage, or if you're currently going through trying to figure out how to rebuild your marriage or your relationship because trust has been broken, go ahead and comment below. Let me know, kind of what things you're doing to kind of rebuild your marriage. Let me know if you're on the fence about whether or not you should rebuild your marriage or your relationship, and what sort of things are holding you back, because I really want to know what you guys are thinking and how I can support you more. Of course, if you have a question or you have an issue and you want me to do a video on it, I will. Of course I will, right? I love doing this. This is what I do. So go ahead and comment below and let me know what you need from me. Thank you guys so much. And if you don't know, if you are single and you're a woman, or if you're in a relationship and it's kind of broken, and you're not really sure about where you want to be, or you're not really sure if this is a relationship that you are wanting to be in, or maybe you just need some help with personal development and growth. I do have a magnetic attraction boot camp for women who are wanting to kind of really work on themselves, reestablish and redefine their values, kind of work on some of their dating patterns. Even if you're in a relationship, that's cool too. This is still good for you. Really, it's a group of women that I will be working with personally. We'll be working together for 4 weeks. I have a course, a workbook, all of those things already included. And so if you want to work and join my boot camp, please, I would love to have you. I will put the link below for you to sign up and to join. It is amazing, and I love it. And I've had so much great feedback from the women in it. We've really connected. And again, it's just really to help you to grow and to re-identify and reestablish who you are, your identity, and what matters to you, and how to get that, how to show up a little bit better than you have been, okay? So, yeah, that's all I have for y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you're on YouTube. If this is Facebook, don't forget to share. If this is Instagram, don't forget to share, like, and comment. I appreciate you guys. And go subscribe to my YouTube channel, because why not? I have some good content. Bye.